Hello everybody. I'm going to try something different with this. I guess some people don't know that I do a lot of channeled messages with my writings, and it's kind of transpired recently where I've decided to basically read out the message and then kind of break it down and into its segments as to what it's trying to say to us. So I'll read it through first, and then I'll go back and start breaking it down. Cool. Fear of death is merely a projection, keeping us from living in peace. All living things must come to an end. This principle is naturally bound upon earth. By rejecting or running away from something that is part of our experience we call life, we are ultimately keeping ourselves from experiencing a truth of this reality. When we accept this truth of death, we can fully embrace our lives. This fear is only hindering our ability to be present in the moment of what is taking place in front of us. This looming thought within us was placed here for a reason. It's to keep us from being our full selves, the divine beings we truly are at our deepest depths. Being able to love death and appreciate its offerings, we will be able to find the fullness of peace. Okay, so we'll go from the beginning. Fear of death is merely a projection keeping us from living in peace. This is something that has been taking place for a very long time. People not being able to see death in the way that we're supposed to be looking at death. And when we are fearful of something that is inevitably going to take place with all living forms, we can't actually be at peace within our own lives. Because if you're fully at peace, you're an accepting of all things that take place on this earth that we're on. It's nearly a projection. So it's something that is making us view it this way because it's a projection into our own minds, into our own souls. So what is projecting this into us? This is where I believe AI is actually projecting this thought of fearing something that is inevitable. It wants us to be afraid of something because if we actually embrace what it actually is, death, we will no longer be scared to live in what we're doing every single day. All things must come to an end. That's almost self-explanatory with what I was just talking about. Plants, trees, animals, the air, the water, everything must die. At some point in time, whatever that time junction is, it will come to an end. This principle is naturally bound upon earth. So within our earth's reality, this principle of death is here. It's a part of what we have chosen to be inside of here on this earth. It's written in contract that life and death will take place here upon this earth. It's the same thing like if you cheat on or disregard a piece of a contract that you signed up for and you don't follow through with it, well, there's going to be repercussions. And it's taking that same gnosis, that same understanding, and applying it to death's principle, we can find ourselves understanding more of why we've come here, which is why we all chose to come here, is to learn the fullness of what this thing is. By rejecting or running away from something that is part of our experience we call life, we are ultimately keeping ourselves from the experiences of truth, a truth of this reality. This is just a truth, a piece of the truth of what we are inside of on this earth. There's other truths that are out there that we also might be rejecting and running away from. This is just a slice of the pie, a piece of it. And if you are not taking in the full pizza, which is a slice of death, is a part of that pizza. If you're not taking in the full pizza, you can't embrace and you can't fill yourself up with what we are inside of, because you're not taking on the fullness of what it is. When we accept this truth of death, we can fully embrace our lives. We can actually take in why we are here. What is the reason we are here? And if we keep ourselves away from understanding a true principle of this earthbound situation, and we don't take it in, we're not going to uncover why we are all here. And each of us have different reasons. You have a different reason to myself. I have a different reason to yourself. But when we can actually take it in, we can start to find out why each of us have come here to live and why we've come here to die. And it's such a beautiful experience when we're actually able to do that for ourselves. This fear is only hindering our ability to be present in the moment of what is taking place in front of us. Being in the moment and processing the past, the future, and also the present, here, now, currently, is able to fully be in the moment, because you've removed, which is going to be the next sentence, this looming thought within us was placed here for a reason. It's to keep us from being our full selves. So if you can't be present here now, it's because of that looming thought of the fear of death, which is taking you away from actually being there. It's so... It seems like it's not small of a concept because it's death, right? Oh God, death, it's so bad, it's everywhere. Of course it's everywhere. But it's also simple, it's minute to the whole experience of life. So it's not something to be dreadful of or fearful of. It's once you start taking on this notion to its fullness, it's not difficult anymore. It's not hard to see yourself in the fullness of who you are. It's to keep us from being our full selves, the divine beings we truly are at our deepest depths. We are all divine, every single one of us, no matter where you are in the experience of life, just being born to just awakening, to being awoken, to being further into the awakened state. It doesn't matter where you are. We're all divine. That's what makes us so beautiful, is that we're all divine beings inside this earth sphere experience. Some may not tap into their divineness, and that's a part of why they've come here. But for ones that want to find it, it's all there. But how to truly become that divine being is by accepting this ultimate truth of death. And once you accept death, you no longer have things keeping you away from being whole, from being full, from being that divine being. Yeah. That's the end of this. It's always going to be quick, I feel like, depending on what comes out. But I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like what I just did. If you did, please comment and have your thoughts in it, and let me know what you think of me doing things this way. Cool. Thank you.